and B for fear.
We travel across Scotland into the scenic west to a location that never fails to produce strange activity. Welcome my friends to Inveraray and the town's jail. Inveraray Jail in Inveraray, Argyll and Bute is a 19th century prison and courthouse. It was in use as a prison from 1820 to 1889. The building is now a living museum. Both the courthouse and prisons opened in 1820. The courtroom on the first floor has a semicircle of large windows which overlook the prison yard and beyond to Loch Fyne. The Prisons Act 1877 caused a significant change in the administration of prisons in Scotland. Local authorities would no longer have the responsibility of running and financing prisons. The government was now taking control in this area. Large jails were built in larger cities. Barlinnie in Glasgow, for example, opened in 1882, and small local prisons in the west of Scotland began to close. Inveraray would be the last of the small prison closures. On the 20th of July 1889, readers of the Argyllshire Herald were informed that the prison of Inveraray will be closed on the 31st of August. But did the spirits of the prisoners indeed leave when it closed down? One expert on Inveraray Jail's paranormal activity is my dear friend Mark Turner, who extensively investigated this location with both his group, Ghost Finders Scotland, and Ghost Events Scotland with the public. Mark said, the teams already carried out a number of investigations at the jail, and it's one of their favourite venues in which to work. As well as being a wonderful atmospheric old building, the jail has a rich paranormal history. As Mark explains, there have been many reports, ghost sightings and a long list of unexplained experiences, and our past investigations have shown a high level of activity compared to many of the other sites we've visited. Mark reckons a playful spirit resides in the new prison. He goes on to say, one evening when setting up a motion detector on the top floor, we watched it for 2 hours, but nothing was happening. So we all trooped downstairs for a cup of tea. Just as we got to the very bottom step, the motion sensor went off. In the past, investigators, researchers and observers of the paranormal have been scratched, stroked and pushed. Figures have been witnessed, footsteps heard, and many people have reported smelling tobacco. Some staff have stories to share with us too. Sam Potts, who plays a prisoner, said, I often sit in cell 4 in the old prison. When I started working here, I used to hear footsteps and see shadows passing the cell. At first I thought it was visitors, and I'd call out good afternoon. But there was never anyone there. After a few months, the activity stopped. Perhaps the spirits got used to me being there. Cell 2 in the old prison is interesting. A number of times I've seen young children crouching in the left hand side of the cell chatting. When their parents ask them who they're talking to, they say, the old lady. I've never felt scared in the old prison though. It's the new prison that gives me the creeps. I was taking a guided tour there one day with a guy who turned out to be a psychic. He told me that there was a man following me who doesn't like me. The psychic reckoned it was an angry warder from the past who doesn't like his routine being disrupted. We spent 6 hours locked up in this location with members of our subscribers group and the public. What would we uncover during this time? What would our camcorders pick up? Our audio tell us? Would we experience the spirits of Inveraray Jail?
I'm big. Or few. I repeat.
Who's up there?
See. Doors. About. Ancient. Axe. Bed. American. Doll. Hostel.
This jail we're in.
The question.
Hello?
Sir.
So that was Stuart.
Un montón.
Okay, can you give us your first and second name?
Uzaki. Nobody. I'm John.
I'm John. John who?
Oliver.
John Oliver.
It's it. Bye. They've gone.
Somebody's waiting for Lisa.
Quick. Could be.
Could be. What's your name? Can you go close to it? Okay, who's affecting the device at the back of the cell, the corridor? Okay, do you still have the Ross here, or do you have any other names? We still have over 2 hours of audio to analyse, especially from the courthouse session. We will follow up with any additional audio or evidence in a future video. We may even return to Inveraray Jail.